fellow Pokemon trainers. Welcome to another edition of Chew and Tell Tuesdays. This time I decided, since most of us pretty much see Pokemon as trading card games or the video games, I decided to go with something else that Pokemon went along with on the subject of gaming. But this time it's actually board games. Some of it is classic games that Pokemon actually put their copyright on, and then they also created some of their very own board games. So this week's episode is all about Pokemon gaming, but in a different sense, board games. So here's a few that I have in my collection that I'd like to share for you this week. So we'll start with everybody's classic. Who hasn't played Monopoly? Yes, Pokemon came out with their very own version of Monopoly. And this was the very first one that came out way back when. As you can see, the starters were Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur. And what's weird is they didn't have Squirtle, they had Blastoise as one of the bigger pieces. Mewtwo and Clefairy, which is really weird. So this was the original Pokemon Monopoly game. Unfortunately, usually as a collector, I usually don't open anything. Everything's still in mint condition, but I had to play this one. It's a lot of fun. As you can see, it has Pokemoney with Ash and Pikachu on it. And there's your little figures there. That's kind of messed up. But I played the heck out of this game with my friends. So this was your classic Monopoly game. This came out probably early 2000-ish. That's the original. And actually a few years ago they re-released it. They re-released it, I think it was like 2 years ago they re-released it, this version. Pretty much the same thing, they just changed the pieces. Yeah, this time they still had Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Charmander, but they actually have Squirtle, Eevee, and Jigglypuff as the pieces in this version. And this one is actually metal pieces, whereas the original one was just little plastic pieces. So this one came out, like I said, a few years ago. And I didn't open this one. And this is the Kanto edition. And another classic game you guys probably played as kids. Pokemon Yahtzee. This was really fun too. This is the junior edition because, of course, Pokemon's usually geared towards kids, but heck, even us adults like to play with board games still, let alone Pokemon. So they did a Pokemon Yahtzee game. I actually played with this one too. You have like all your dice. Has all the Pokemon on it, on all the sides. Pretty simple. It's like the board game there. Then your little pieces. It's Jigglypuff there. Get the cover back on. Alright. I also have another version of it. And then they came out with it again a few years later. Same concept, just the pieces are a little different. The board's better. And I also have a third one. They actually did a travel edition where you could bring it with you. So that was another version of it. Just downsized. And here's another classic you all might remember, another series of games, Pokemon Sorry. This one again is a lot of fun as well. And I did play this one. And it's got all your cards. Oops. Then it has like stuff like a card, if you pulled this one it says Razor Leaf. If you're a grass Pokemon, green, you may move forward 24 or move forward 12. So it's got stuff like that all in the cards. My personal favorite, the electric card. If you're an electric Pokemon, yellow, you may move one Pokemon to the electric home base or move forward 3. So a bunch of cards, say all kinds of different things. Instructions. It's a pretty big board. So that's the board there. Again, a lot of fun. What's sad is in this generation, kids mostly like to play video games. I mean, who doesn't? I still love my video games too, but it's also fun to get together and play board games still. These are ones that Pokemon did. This is a Pokemon Master Trainer. This one was a lot of fun. Yeah, you have to make your way through the Pokemon world, gathering strength as you approach the goal. Of course, your journey won't be easy. You have to play against other trainers. So this one was fun. It's kind of a little bit like Monopoly, but kind of like their own version. This was called Pokemon Master Trainer. And this one was kind of an interactive one. It's called Pokemon Champion Island. It came with a DVD game board, and as you play, you land on certain spots, then you play the movie. And it's kind of like trivia. If you get it right, you get to move forward. Or if you don't get it right, you move back. Stuff like that. That's Pokemon Champion Island. It's kind of guess that Pokemon, kind of like a matching game kind of thing. This one's pretty neat. Shinoa region Pokemon are the stars of this exciting guessing game. Each player gets their own game based with 24 different Pokemon on it. Secretly choose a Pokemon and then they have to guess. I've never played this one. This one's still sealed. And this is kind of Pokemon's take on their own version of Yahtzee. It's basically just called On a Roll, which I think is the same concept as the actual Yahtzee version. Roll the dice to make sets with Giratina, another form, Shaman, Skyform, and Regigigas, but don't miss and end up with an empty Pokeball. So, another game they came out with. Maybe another one, Pokeball Flip game. Not sure what you do on this one. Let's see. It's a Pokemon-filled game of fun and action as you try to be the player with the most cards when the timer signals the end of the game. So I guess that's the goal you gotta do. I actually picked this one up at a flea market for $5. It's called Pokemon Battle Dome. Let's see. Your Pokemon are under attack and only you can save them. Use the flippers to deflect the energy balls. Each time a ball fails into your goal, your Pokemon takes damage. If at the end of the game your Pokemon has the least amount of damage, you win and your Pokemon goes on to fight for another day. That's Pokemon Battle Dome. This actually really wasn't a game, but it's like they had a really cool concept and everything mixed with the TCG. It's a Pokemon trading card game Rumble. They had really cute figures and stuff, but I guess this didn't go over too well because it wasn't out very long. That's when you collected these little figures. These went with it. And that. Let's see. This is actually a really cute one. This one's called Pokemon Pikachu. Match 'em, catch 'em game. I actually have it sealed in the box, and this kind of tells you what it does. You get these cute Pikatails. So you and your friends. And then what you do is you lay out a bunch of different cards of Pikachu. He has like totally different expressions. And you lay them all down. And then you hit this. And on the count of 3, when that picture shows up, you find that picture and you smack it. Well, it's supposed to stick better than that, but you get the idea. So that's what this game actually is. Let's see. Like this. Yeah, it looks like that's all the games that I have in my collection. I think they could have came out with a bunch more different kind of games that I would like to have seen. I mean, wouldn't like a version of Clue be kind of cool with Pokemon? Like what Pokemon did it, where at, like the Pokemon Gym, the Pokemon Center, and with what? That'd be kind of cool. Like Pikachu did something in the Pokemon Center with the Helix fossil or something. That'd be funny. Or maybe a Pokemon version of Operation. I've seen other versions of Operation. That'd be kind of disturbing in a way, like have Pikachu's image and then you pick his body parts out. But I've seen a Shrek version, I've seen an Olaf version. So it's disturbing, but it's kind of fun. So what do you guys think? What other games would you have liked to have seen Pokemon, like classic games? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching again. Wait till next week's, and train on, guys!